Hi everybody, happy Friday. It is 2 p.m. on the dot, and as always, it is Insta Live on Fry. It is your host, Audrey Button from Safe Harbors of the Finger Lakes. I use the pronouns she, her, hers. And so it's still Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. So to do, bring awareness to that, we are doing pop culture theme this month. So last week, if you tuned in, we talked about Beauty and the Beast. So today we will be talking about Taylor Swift and her top 10 That's Not Love moments. So that's what we'll be talking about today. So before I get started really quick, I just want to give a content warning because some of the material I might be discussing may be sensitive to some, so please take care of yourself however you need to. And just a quick disclaimer, the views and opinions expressed in this video are not necessarily those of Safe Harbors of the Finger Lakes, but of those in the video. So with that, we'll get into it. And so I just want to remind everybody before we begin, I know I've talked about them before, but keep these in mind when we're talking today. It's the 10 signs of an unhealthy relationship. And you can obviously look at the 10 signs of a healthy relationship on One Love. And you can find those on the One Love website, which is joinonelove.org. So I will be mentioning the 10 signs of an unhealthy relationship in today's discussion. So with that, I also just to let everyone know I love Taylor Swift. The importance of this topic is to draw attention to how the media portrays unhealthy relationships, and it's important to point that out. So still love Taylor Swift, huge fan. She re-released some of her music last night, so really exciting. So we'll kind of talk about it after, but I'll start with the first unhealthy sign of a relationship, which I'll be discussing, is intensity. Let me actually bring up the lyrics. And so the first one I'm going to be talking about is Paper Rings, which actually most people think is a romantic song. Most of it actually is a romantic song, except the first part of the song. I obviously highlighted the ones I'll be, specifically focusing on. So she says, went home and tried to stalk you on the internet. And then if you go a few lines down, she says, now I wake up in the night and watch you breathe. Yikes. This song is supposed to be romantic, and quote, but stalking is not and shouldn't, is not romantic and should be taken seriously. It seems that the feelings are happening really quickly, like they're going from 0 to 100 real quick. So keep that in mind. Stalking is not romantic. And like watching somebody breathe is also a little creepy and stalkish, I guess. I don't know if that was a word, but yes, so keep that in mind. So that was the first song. And then the next one I want to talk about is, that kind of zoomed in. I apologize, everybody. You can't really see the whole thing, but it is We Are Never Getting Back Together. We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together. Excuse me. I should know her songs by now. So you can't fully see the lyrics, but there's a part where she says, then you come around and say, baby, I miss you. I'm going to swear I'm going to change. Trust me. Remember how that lasted for a day? I say, I hate you. We break up. You call me. I love you. Obviously, I'm not going to sing them because you probably don't want to hear my singing voice. But this song is like back and forth. This seems like this relationship has extreme up and downs. And not knowing where you stand with your partner is unhealthy. And it's like a roller coaster, like all the time. You're like, yeah, we love you. We love each other. And then we're like, I hate you. We're going to break up. And it's just a back and forth kind of thing. So... Oh, and that was volatility, by the way. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention what behavior that is. It's volatility, which is just extreme up and downs in a relationship. So the third one is possessiveness. So we see this in blank space. So specifically lines where she goes, oh my God, who is she? I get drunk on jealousy. Obviously jealousy is a normal emotion, and it obviously could be resolved through open communication with each other. And obviously, hopefully you trust in each other enough and are honest and open enough that this wouldn't happen. But clearly it seems like it's gotten unhealthy because she says, towards the top, screaming, crying, perfect storms. That doesn't seem really healthy if you're screaming, crying, and that kind of thing. So that was possessiveness. So, and then we get into, I'm trying to find the next one here. And I did it again. So I apologize, everybody, that it keeps cutting it off. But this one's bad blood. And so this shows sabotage as an unhealthy characteristic. So you can see, well, actually, you can't see, I lied. You can see that if you know the song, she, says, did you have to do this? I was thinking that you could be trusted. Did you have to ruin what was shining and now it's all rusted? Did you have to hit me where I'm weak, baby? I couldn't breathe. I rubbed it in so deep, salt in the wound like you're laughing right at me. So with this song, it clearly seems like someone kind of stabbed her in the back, betrayed her. And not necessarily a partner, it could be a friend. All these could be friends or partners or whomever in your life. So it clearly, seems like someone purposely went out of their way to ruin her reputation or her image, and kind of was a backstabber in that situation. So that was sabotage. And then we have the next one, which is, hopefully this is the right one. Nope, must be there we go. Okay, so this is a whole learning experience. So the fifth one is belittling. So I had a bunch of stuff in this one because there is a bunch. It's the song Mean. You could see that this person, was constantly putting her down. You can see in the top paragraph there, you with your swords and when words like knives and swords and weapons they used against me, you have knocked me off my feet again, got me feeling like I'm nothing. You with your voice like nails on a chalkboard, calling me out when I'm wounded, and you picking on a weaker man. And then you can see at the bottom, she talks about it more. Most of the song's about someone being mean to her and belittling her and making her feel bad. You shouldn't constantly put your partner or friend or whomever down, and you should never, ever put up with this demeaning, horrible behavior from a partner or a friend. If it's making you feel that way, then it's not very healthy. So... And then, okay, so number 6 is betrayal. This is from the song Gorgeous, and you can see where I highlighted, and I got a boyfriend, he's older than us, he's in the club doing I don't know what, and then she, continues, you're so cool, it makes me hate you so much. Obviously we don't know what the boyfriend's doing, which obviously, hopefully there's that trust in there, but clearly it seems like there isn't. But you shouldn't hit someone else either. In the song, she is hitting on somebody else, even though she apparently has a boyfriend. And you shouldn't neg. So I actually had to look up the meaning of this word, neg. It's an insult disguised as a compliment. She's saying, you're so cool, but it makes you hate you so much. And she's making fun of him in the beginning part of it. So betrayal. And then we have manipulations, number 7. So this is from her song, I Did Something Bad. So you can see where I highlighted, it says, so I fly them all the world and I let them think they saved me. So you should never use gifts or vacations to influence your partner's feelings. Clearly she's taking advantage of them, flying them all around, and then basically she drops them hey, yeah, we're done. I'm using you to, get you to like me. And then, here's all these fancy things. But then, yeah, I'm done with you after that. That's not very healthy. And then, here we go. Actually, hold on. I think I skipped one. Maybe. Sorry, everybody. Yeah. And I cut it off again. But this is from, actually, you know what? I skipped one. I'm all over the place today. Okay, yes. So this is the one I did mean to go to. So this is 8, Isolation. So it's from her song, Call It What You Want. So you can see where I highlighted, it says, slowly I said, you don't need to save me, but would you run away with me? Yes, would you run away? So when someone says, would you run away with me, it's usually not good. They're trying to usually maybe use that as a tool to isolate you from friends or family or your support systems at all, saying, oh, we can, come with me, run away, we can start a new life, together. it seems kind of romantic, but it really isn't. And sometimes that's a tool that abusers use to isolate you from your support systems. So yes, then now we are going on to, which it got cut off, Look What You Made Me Do, which is 9 guilting. Just the one line, look at what you made me do. I know this is kind of like a revenge song, but just that phrase alone, look at what you made me do, is one of the most common phrases abusers use to make their partners feel responsible for their abuser's actions. So, and then of course the last one, where it's one of her newer songs. So it's Closure. I actually had to really pick apart this verse here. I didn't realize what it really meant until I dug deeper, which I'm going to finish why that's important to do in a second. But she says, I'm fine with my spite and my tears and my beers and my candles. I can feel you smoothing me over. So this is deflecting responsibility, the last one, 10. So deflecting responsibility, because smoothing over, it's defined as, making it seem as less serious than it is, and it's kind of putting the blame on the other person, saying it's their fault. This is not a big deal. Why are you making such a big deal about it? So I actually was like, oh, well, that's what that means. So let me there we go. Okay, so why did I kind of go through each of these songs? Why was it important that I discuss this today? It's important to see how relationships are portrayed in the media. We're surrounded by media on a daily basis. So, social media, TV, movies, music, and etc. All the time, especially right now when we, with COVID, we've been remote, we've been learning that way, we've been on our computers, we've been on our phones, we're sitting home and watching TV. So it's important to recognize, the difference between healthy and unhealthy relationships. And I want you to think about, we talked about the TV show You a couple weeks ago, and then we just talked about Beauty and the Beast. Some people thought this TV show You was romantic, they were attracted to him, but he's a crazy stalker. And then Beauty and the Beast, that's a romantic movie, it's a princess. But in reality, there's a lot of unhealthy behaviors that we might kind of don't realize, that we kind of go over it. We're focused on the romantic part of it and how perfect it might seem. So, if something is unhealthy and it's being normalized or romanticized, it's important to recognize it and call it out so we can, all learn to love better and know the signs of an unhealthy and healthy relationship. So it's not just Taylor Swift who does this, and which actually we'll be talking about that in a couple weeks, about music in general, normalizing unhealthy relationships. But it's important that, this is what we're surrounded by, this is what's influencing us, to recognize what is unhealthy and actually what is healthy. There are movies and music and stuff out there that portray healthy relationships too. So thank you all. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and if you have any, questions, comments, concerns, you could always comment or message us on social media or reach out to our 24-hour hotline, which is 800-247-7273, or always go to our website, which is www.shflny.org. Thank you, and I hope everyone has a great weekend.